Hi everyone and welcome to Irish Footy Vlogs. Daz here from Bohemian FC fan group, reviewing the cup games from the weekend and a small preview to the cup games to come. So there was 16 fixtures in total played over the weekend, with a number of non-league sides that were also in action, which is always great to see. And there was a number of cracking games and some very high scorelines that were happening too. So I suppose the first game we're going to go through is St. Pat's 6, Bray 0. This is a very high scoring game for St. Pat's to win 6-0 against Bray. I think as a Bray fan, you definitely wouldn't be happy conceding 6 goals. Conceding 6 goals to any team is never a good thing. And I think Pats has proved and showed their quality throughout the game. I think they were very comfortable in possession of the ball. They played the ball on the ground the whole game. Most of it, they were very, very good on the ball. Ian Birmingham was up and down that wing like he was 10 years much of a younger player. He put a lot of good balls in, and Billy King got 2 of the goals, and there's 5 different scorers. So to have half your outfielder scoring is brilliant. Every second goal nearly was a different player. So brilliant to see for St. Pat's to have different scorers on the team. And I think Bray, they can't be happy with their defending. They were too soft in the back. They didn't deal with it well, and I think it was Macklin for the second goal was just completely unmarked at the back post, and it was near the keeper, and it was just bad all around. It was just a bad day at the office for Bray, conceding 6. In the midfield, Pats were very, very strong. They really showed what they're about, and I suppose the difference in gulf and quality of the two teams shown. Pats are a Premier Division team and they're up there fighting at the top end of the table, whereas Bray are in Division 1. But 6 goals for St. Pat's and they're marching through the second round. Brilliant result for them, and they can hold their heads up high going into the next round with a job very well done. Pats played most of their first team for this game too, and it was a good game for them, and very comfortable in possession of the ball, and they passed it around very well, and a few very good goals. So fair play to Pats, a very good win for them. Moving into the second game then was Sligo 2, Cork 3. So I think Cork, you have to give full credit to Cork for this. It was a brilliant result for them in Cork. Cork were away from home as well, and they conceded 2 goals, but they scored 3. And if anyone playing Sligo now, you're going to look at it and say this is going to be a tough game, because Sligo really showed what they're about this season. And Murray Parks got the 2 goals for them. He did very well for them. And Cork, they scored the 3 goals, and they got the result. They got the win in the end, and the cup can be a great distraction for anyone who's not doing too well in the league. And I think it was a good distraction to come for Cork, because Sligo in European action, and they were probably distracted with all that going on and their league and their positions, and there's a lot of pressure on the team all around playing them rounds of fixtures. So for Cork, it was refreshing going into this kind of a game, kind of playing pressure free to a degree, because it's outside the league, it's a knockout, you win, you're through, you lose, you're out. So they kind of knew what they were going to get, and they put it to the Sligo. They went about their business very well. They got stuck in and they got through to the next round, and fair play to them, and delighted for Cork to be through to the next round. And the next one then was 3-0, Dundalk won after extra time. So you have to give full credit to Treaty here. They really put it up to Dundalk, and I think Dundalk might have been looking at this game going into it thinking, just it's been easy enough one now against Treaty, and you can't disrespect any side, no matter who you're playing against, because anyone could turn anyone over. And it was a boring enough game. Not an awful lot happened. Treaty's keeper did very well in the game. He kept him in the game. There was spells where he collected the ball very well. He was sure, he was confident, he tried to set things up. He organised his defence quite well, and Treaty did very well to get that result against Dundalk. They lost 1-0, like I said, but they weren't turned over and they weren't battered, and by no means were they overplayed by Dundalk, and Dundalk had to bring it to extra time to get any kind of result from them. So Treaty can hold their hands up high and say they gave the game their all and they tried their best, but Dundalk, they have that quality where they should be a team like Treaty pretty comfortably, but they had to go to extra time and beat them in extra time, so you have to give full credit to Treaty. But Dundalk got through in extra time. McElhenney got the goal. Even looking at the goal, a bit of luck is what they got. McElhinney had a shot and it was deflected and went in. The keeper couldn't do anything about it. And I think on a different day, if they hadn't got that luck, it could have went to penalties. And luckily for the Dogs, they got the goal and they got through to the next round. That's all that's going to matter to them. So the next game we would look at is Drogheda 1, Derry 1. This game went the whole way to penalties and Derry went through on penalties. Easy enough game. I kind of thought it was going to be an even enough game going into it. And I think Drogheda played very well. Dinny Corcoran got the goal for them. He got a real typical Dinny goal inside the box. Right place, right time. He was waiting there and the ball got crossed in and he put it away and he did what he does best. And it was great to see him back out in the field for Drogheda and getting back on the score sheet. And it was 1-1 and it went the whole way to penalties. Drogheda went down to 9 players. They had 2 sending offs in the game. They've had a few red cards now and, you know, this discipline level that's tough, like, you know, 2 red cards in the game. And one of them, you know, it's very 50-50 and, you know, I think a lot of the time it kind of depends on the referee on the day and what they deem as a red card and sending off and what might be to them mightn't be to another referee. So, yeah, you know, they went down to 9 players and you don't see that too often, but Derry got through in the shootout and I'm sure they'll be happy that they got through and put this result behind them and they're through to the next round. And, you know, it's not easy going out on penalties and being pushed the whole way to penalties and then losing in the lottery. It's not easy for any team to go out on penalties, so fair play to both teams, but Derry got through and they got the result and they're into the next round. So I think the next one then I'll talk about is Bohs 5, Corinthians 0. So this is a quite high scoring game, as probably a lot of people would have expected. You know, Bohs travelled out with a completely different team to College Corinthians down in Cork, and young Aaron Doran played in the wing, and he's a lad from Portlaoise, just outside where I live, and you have to give him an awful lot of credit getting on the score sheet. Very technical player, fast, good on the ball, can see a pass, can make things happen, and he got stuck in and he applied himself very, very well to the game. And Keelan surely has to be thinking this kid's good and he has a good future ahead of him, and it's great to see players, you know, coming up, young players, especially outside of Dublin, getting their chance, getting on the score sheet, scoring, and a really comfortable result for Bohs. Fully expected a 5-0 win, and young Mullins got 2 goals as well, and what a smashing young player he is. A young central midfielder, very technical on the ball. He's only 16 years old, so it's brilliant to see a young player that came coming on and getting 2 goals in the cup, albeit against lesser opposition. No disrespect to College Corinthians, but fair play to Mullins, you know, getting 2 goals, getting stuck in. He made his, you know, he was the youngest scorer for Bohs in the league against Longford, and he did very well in that game, and he was very comfortable at that level. And, you know, to come in again and into the cup and apply the same performance again and better and get 2 goals, brilliant for the kid. I'm delighted for him, and we've got a very good young prospect in our hands here. Not for Bohs in general, for the league in general, it's great to see. So well done to Jamie Mullins getting that goal then too. So, looking around to the other goals then, and the other results that were in the fixtures this week. Shamrock Rovers won 2-0 over Galway. You know, you could say that's a straight enough 4 result for Shamrock Rovers. I think he was tipping Galway to beat this or cause an upset here, but ultimately they didn't. Shamrock Rovers have a very good team, as we all know, with a lot of standout individual performers and players, and they've got a lot of players in the big squad, and their squad is full of quality throughout the field, throughout the pitch. So 2-0 straightforward win for them. Shamrock Rovers are through to the next round. Bohs, we await them in the next round. What a juicy tie that's going to be. Athlone 4, Waterford 4. Waterford won in penalties. Macaulay got a hat-trick for Athlone, and he scored an outrageous goal from the halfway line. Like, there has to be a goal of the season contender. What a goal that was. And to get a hat-trick as well, it's very good for him. And I think he's going to be someone who maybe, he might be disappointed a little bit with his career. You know, he's over in England for years and he came back here and didn't necessarily work out very well for him yet so far. And hopefully he starts hitting the ground going with Athlone and, you know, try and get on a little bit more in his career and maybe push for a move elsewhere and, you know, try and start to climb the league a little bit more. But, like, you have to give, you know, full credit to Athlone and Waterford. There's 4 goals each, you know, 4-4, 8 goals split between them. Bad defending or good attacking, you decide, but a few very good goals in that game and very entertaining to watch all around. And Waterford go through to the next round, and at long, in a way, order hell up high and say we gave it to them. So we scored 4 goals, but you also conceded 4 goals. So there's 2 ways to look at that one, but fair play to Waterford to choose the next round. UCD 2, Shelbourne 0. UCD, as we all know, are a great footballing team, which are full of fantastic young players every season, and they're a college team, and they're always very young and very inexperienced all the time. And Shelbourne have a great team for Division 1 where they are, and they're full of quality and experience. And I was actually expecting Shelbourne to win this one. Maybe not comfortably, but I was expecting them to win it, and I'd say a lot more people were too. And to give full credit to the students, they won 2-0, scored 2 goals, a clean sheet. They were home to Shelbourne and they won, and they're through the next round, and fair play to them. Wexford 3, Cabinteely 0. So look, this was a great result for Wexford. They're always near the bottom in Division 1. They're one of the poorer League of Ireland sides that's in the 2 divisions. And they're full of a lot of inexperienced players as well. But, to score 3 goals against Cabinteely is good going for them. And they'll be delighted with that result. They'll be holding their heads up proud that they got them 3 goals, kept a clean sheet, scored 3 and got through to the next round. Robinson, Fitzgerald and Moylan with the scores there, and they're players that we've highlighted a few times on this channel that we've looked at from Wexford that we don't think we're there for too much longer. And you have to acknowledge them players in Wexford, and they are playing very well. Even in the league, they're doing very well, and they should be delighted with their performance and how they played and how they applied themselves to this game and got through to the next round. And it's the magic of the cup. It's knockout. You win, you're out. So fair play to Wexford. And young Moylan again amongst the score. He had a very good game in that one. I watched the highlights of that, and just handy, tidy footwork, and that's what you want to see. And he'll be coming back to Bow as a massively improved player, and he's getting a great placement now on Wexford, and he'd be delighted to be in that team and getting amongst the goals every second week and applying himself really well and getting proper first team experience. It's great to see. So fair play to Wexford. I'm delighted they're through. Well done to them. Next one then is St. Kevin's 1, Kilmanagh 4. I don't know a lot about either our team, bar Kevin's have the link with Bows, so that's mostly underage, not anything to do really at senior level. Kilmanagh scored 4 and won that 4-1. A big result for them away from home. I'm sure they might have been looking at Kevin's thinking that they're going to be, a tough opposition to be playing against. Kevin's have always played at a very high level, and I think they even have some Irish amateur international players on the team, so they are a pretty good team. But they lost 4-1, and they're not going to be happy about that. And 4-1 is a bit of a thumping. It's never good to see 4 goals, but Kilmanagh to be delighted with that result. They're through to the next round, so fair play to them, and I'm delighted to have them under a non-league side through to the next round. Fairview 0, Harps 3 after extra time. So they kept the game in little the whole way through 90 minutes and brought Harps to extra time, and that was them going. But ultimately, Harps probably were the fair team, the more professional team, and had the more standout individual players. And yeah, I think that's what got them through over this high. But look, they scored 3 goals in extra time. The quality shone through, and they got through, and they kept going. They applied themselves well, and they got the result they needed, and they can move on from this now and they're in the next round, and that's all that's going to matter to them. Ollie Horgan might be thinking it's a little bit of a monkey off the back, because the results for them haven't been going too well as of late in the league. They've been very poor in the league, and they're slowly back in the relegation fight again, and Waterford are pushed up and they're right behind them now. And maybe, the cup was a good distraction for Harps to get a win, to score a few goals, to keep a clean sheet, and maybe it could bring them confidence back to the league where they need it the most. So look, I'm sure Harps would be delighted about that, and well done to them, and they're through to the next round. Longford 5, Bangor 0. So this was a good game for Longford against another non-league side. Longford, as we all know, are they're doing poor in the league. They're bottom. They're conceding a lot of goals. They're probably going down, unfortunately. I like Longford as a club, as a team. We've got great people there. They've got a good few players there. That was actually the league game I was at this season as a Bows fan. Bows against Longford, I was lucky to be at it, and I have a lot of respect for Longford, and I like their ground as well that they have. And 5 goals, they're through to the next round, a clean sheet. They'll be delighted with that, and next round awaits them, and I'm sure they'll be delighted with the distraction, and they'll want to see how far they can go on this now and see what they can do. So well done to Longford, fair play to them, and delighted if they're through to the next round. Leicester 1, Usher Celtic 0. I don't know too much about either side. but like, you know, it's a non-league side against a non-league side. It's great to have another non-league side through to the next round of the cup. And I suppose, you know, Leicester's not one maybe that's been banging on the door to be in this round of the cup in latter years. Usher Celtic would have been more one that people probably know a bit more about and have seen the name more. But well, to Leicester, they're through to the next round and they'll be delighted with that. Liffey 0, Cove 2. So look, you know, Cove played away from this one on the league side against Liffey and they got a 2-0 win, and I'm sure they'll be delighted with that, to get 2 goals, to score 2 goals and be through to the next round of the cup. Cove is made up of a lot of former Munster Senior League players. They've got a very young team and they'll be happy that they got a 2-0 win and they'll be going through to the next round. They were playing against Liffey, so I think they would have fancied their chances going into this, and you know, Liffey got through to this far in the cup and I'm sure they were happy with how far they got, but full credit to the Cove and they're through to the next round. Crumlin 1, St. Moctus 2. So St. Moctus won this 2-1 against Crumlin United, and Crumlin's the side that we all are aware of, and they normally do pretty well in this competition, this cup, and they normally get pretty far in it, so they're not going to be happy to be out of this. But equally, St. Moctus will be very happy to be in the next round, and they've done very well to get through, and Crumlin are a very respected team and they're very well known throughout Ireland, and yeah, St. Moctus will be delighted that they're through to the next round of the cup. So that's the 16 games that we looked at there now. That was a little quick synopsis of reaction to results and how they went. So best of luck to any of the teams that's through to the next round, and best of luck especially to non-league sides that are through. It's great to see them getting this far in the cup, and hopefully one or two can go a bit further and push the other Premier Division teams and Division 1 teams on. So this was the draw that was made. The draw was made tonight. Waterford are home to Kilmanagh. Dundalk are home to St. Moctas. Harps got Derry, Harps are at home. Maynooth University against Cove. Cork City are home to Pats. UCD are home to Longford, and Leicester are home to Wexford. And then I suppose the pick of the tie that everybody's probably thinking of Bows got Rovers at home. It'll be interesting to see that one held in the Aviva Stadium. Equally, it'll be interesting to see will Keith Long field a strong team in this one. I certainly hope he does. Remains to be seen. We all know Keith Long doesn't really like to make too many changes in the team. You know, going from College Corinthians to Shamrock Rovers is a very different level, so he will have to make some changes appropriate to the position, to the opposition that we're playing. So I would expect him to make wholesome changes for this round of this tie. But then again, I suppose a lot of things depend on the league position or European position, where we are, injuries, do we have any? And you know, Rovers, they'll be probably wanting to go the whole way and win this cup, so I'd be expecting them to play a full team for this game. So that's going to be a very interesting one, and I suppose a few of the lower teams will be happy that 2 of the bigger teams are going out. At least both our Rovers will be gone, so that's a plus to a lot of teams that won't be going up against someone of a high opposition, like quality wise around the pitch. It is the cup, anyone can beat anyone and anything can happen, so a game is never won on paper. Waterford against Kilmanagh, Waterford should be happy with this one. It should be a straightforward win for them, although Kilmanagh will fancy their chances. They have nothing to lose, they're just far in the cup and they will put up against Waterford, so good luck to both teams in that game. Dundalk plays St. Moctas, so look, you can only see this one going one way. Dundalk should beat these, and it should beat them comfortably, and there's no disrespect to St. Moctas. I would love to see them knock them out, who wouldn't, but bar Dundalk fans, but look, Dundalk should win this one comfortably. Even on paper it should be 3-4-0 win. Harps against Derry, so this one is a bit of a derby match, both teams from a similar part of the country, and you know, Harps might fancy their chances in this one. They might try and hold Derry out a little bit. Also, Derry recently just signed Bastian Heary off Buzz there today. That's the sign that's gone through. He's on a season-long loan to Derry, so best of luck to Heary up there in Derry. We did get a chance at Buzz. He wasn't playing in the right position. He was often used as a striker. Both so have another striker. We heavily rely on Georgie Kelly. We over-rely on him. If he gets injured, we're in a bad position. Keith Long used to play Heary up front. If he brought him on, he was bringing him on there. But, you know, in latter times, he was bringing on 16-year-olds ahead of Heary. So, you know, that kind of says a lot of things for Heary and Keith Long and what he might have taught him. You know, he wasn't playing Heary in the right position either. He wasn't playing him in his position. He was playing him out of position. But I don't think Heary did himself many favours either when he was playing. Didn't get enough time anyway to prove himself. I don't even think he got over 180 minutes of action with balls, which is very, very little to be this far this season. So look, you can't begrudge him for the move. I suppose a lot of us seen it happen. It was kind of a matter of if and when and who he goes to. But he's up at Derry, and I suppose Derry fans can be happy a new arrival at the club, see what he can do, and he'll be wanting to make an impression there. So good luck to him, good luck to Derry. The Newt University against Cove. So I think Cove and the Newt will be happy with this one. Manu probably would be, happy to get drawn against one of the bigger lads because they've, more of a chance of progressing now in the cup, and Cove should fancy their chances here. They're a young team, but they're used to playing against men in the league, and they're away from home again. So yeah, I'd fancy Cove for this one. I think Cove should win this one. I don't think it'll be a comfortable game for either team. Hopefully Manu can cause an upset, but I really like Cove as a team. I've been there many a time, so good luck to both sides there. Cork are home to the St. Pat's then. So look, Cork, they've nothing to lose. As I said, you win your through, you lose your out. So Cork will be looking at that very black and white, and they're not doing well in the league at all, and they will be use it as a welcome distraction, and they will put it up against St. Pat's, and they will really want to progress in this and do as well as they can do. Pat's, as far as I know, played a full C team against Bray, so they might do that again. And if Pats do that, I could see it being an easy Pats winning under 4-0 win maybe from Pats. But you can't write Cork off. They scored 3 goals against Sligo, and they conceded 2, but they did score 3. They're in their face, they're stuck in, they got the win. You can't write them off, you can't write any team off. So look, it'd be great to see Cork go through. I would like to see Cork go through, but you can't really look past Pats winning this one or getting through even in extra time. UCD then were home to Longford. This being an interesting game. Both teams have a similar kind of level, maybe. Longford, probably are the better team on paper. They have a few more individual players, a bit more experience, which is key. But UCD will fancy their chances in this. They play very good football. It's all on the ground, it's all passing, it's all moving, it's attacking, it's playing it through the third of the pitch. They're a great team to watch. They don't really have any fans, but I would suggest to watch UCD if you haven't. Watch them for a full game. They're a good team to watch, and best luck to the students, and I hope they get through. But I really like Longford too, so good luck to them as well. And the last one is Cleicester against Wexford. I think Cleicester and Wexford will be happy with this one. I think if Cleicester was to draw anyone in the Premier Division, they probably would, I think if Cleicester was to draw anyone from the league, they probably would have picked Wexford. One of the lower ranked teams in the 2 divisions, so they'll be happy with that one. But Wexford went 3-0 last time, and they should fancy their chances against this one. I think to have a bit more quality going against them. Mylan's a good player, Robson's a good player, Fitzgerald's a good player. They've got a few good players for them, and I think Wexford should beat this one. It won't be an easy game for your side, but I think they should win this one. Shout out to Oisin Fitzgerald, who is running the Finn Harps supporters group on Facebook. So that's a new group that he set up. Over 200 members. The best of luck to him with the group. It's great to see new fan groups setting up. So his page is on Facebook. Go check it out and join the group if you're a fan of Harps or like the league in general. Well done to Oisin, and good luck to you. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and like this video and share. This was our review of the games going by and a little short preview to the cup draw. So thanks everyone for listening.